Gabrielle, who we saw in the picture, is a sweet...
How's it spelled?
Pardon me?
How's it spelled?
It's M-A-M-M-O-N-I. Mamoni. Yeah.
Oh, M-A?
Yeah.
M-M-I?
M-A-M-M-O-N-I. Yes. Louisiana is Italian, so if anybody knows.
I'll tell you that.
That's Canadian Italian.
Yes. Okay, I'm getting hot, so. I'm not as outdoorsy. Gabrielle, such a sweet name that belies the firecracker temperament of this 17-year-old. The French genetics were bound to have some influence in the family. Gabrielle in her last year of high school and is interested for now in pursuing hospitality management after she graduates. Gabrielle likes to chat on a lot on the phones and computers, so hopefully will prove to be an asset in this business. Recently, Dad has become quite nervous about the late night parties and sleepovers, as Gabrielle has more than her fair share of interested boys. Thankfully, her temperament keeps many of these in check. Casey is the youngest at 13. Her goal is to be taller than Gabrielle, and that should happen soon. Casey is involved in the theater program at school and likes to cook, particularly desserts. And Casey has already chosen her career path and wants to become a chef, with training from Le Cordon Bleu program in Paris. Little does she know that her parents will have to rob a bank if she insists on following in this course. Casey also enjoys downhill skiing with her mother. And Dave turned the big 50, but that doesn't let him or slow him down. Dave is what you call très sportif and keeps active with running, tennis, hockey, cross-country skiing. Dave works for the city of Ottawa as a project manager in economic development. Prior to that, he was an urban planner for the city. And recently, Dave has been exploring his artistic side and has taken up landscape oil painting as a hobby. Monique complains that he spends too much money on all of his toys. And that's it for Dave and Monique there. And Madison is in grade 12 this year. Is planning to go to Briarcrest next year as well to take the same music performance program. And Madison sings, plays the flute and the piano. And Lori, I don't know if all of you know this, some of you know this, but she is an identical twin as well. And she has utilized her education degree and has homeschooled the girls through both elementary and high school. Like Debbie, who is retiring from her teaching and principal career, so will Lori be retiring this June. We don't have any other kids. And Lori is looking forward to spending more time with me. Not really.
Apologize. I got more recent photos of you, but with them all coming in, I don't know where that one disappeared. So I should have had it here, but I don't know what they are. Sorry.
Some of my family memories, one of them, this relates to our family, is when we were small. Dennis and Dave always felt they needed to be the bigger brothers and impart their knowledge on us. And so they also thought they should try and toughen us up. So one year we got boxing gloves, and Dennis and Dave were our managers. And so they made Doug and I fight each other all the time. And there were no rounds or bells, so the only way they knew that the fight was over is when one of us started crying. Nice brothers. And,
Right on you.
yeah, yeah. They also got great pleasure playing Houdini with us. They would tie our hands behind our backs to see if we could get out. And one time they thought that they would make it more challenging, and so they would tie our hands behind our back, and one at a time they would put us head first into a sleeping bag, and then they would hold it up off the air, or in the air, and then see if we could get out from there. And so that always ended the same way the boxing did, one of us crying. So. But I also, have fond memories going over to Uncle Gordy and Auntie Mary's house for family suppers, and always the smell of food, cabbage rolls, and everyone talking at once. The interesting thing I always remember is that nobody really took turns speaking, and everybody was always speaking at once, and so there was no courtesy of letting another one. So all that happened was somebody just started talking louder than the other person, and so it always became quite a loud place. I remember also having tomato juice with supper, which is something we never usually, had at home. And so I always had, enjoyed having tomato juice when we went to your house, and I still enjoy having tomato juice with suppers today. So it's something that started there. And, I always, remember, Uncle Gene coming home from, various trips and, showing us pictures and telling us stories and, bringing another world, to ours. So I always enjoyed that. So thanks for letting me represent our family. And the last one, last but not least, is from Doug. And actually, I don't have to dress up. But Doug always, he enjoyed, different things. And so one, thing is that, everybody knows that Doug always enjoyed having a beer too. And so one, summer, this was, one of the hats that he, wore quite a bit of. And, particularly out at the lake. So I just wanted to bring this back just as a memory of that. So I'll let Doug tell that story. Last but not least is my younger and better looking twin, Doug, and his family. Now, Doug wrote this, so I just want you to know that he made me say that he's still stronger too. Doug and Tracy will have been married as of this October 24th for 29 years. Wow, you're getting old. Doug owns his own business called Agrisports, where he has been for 19 years. They sell recreational parts and accessories for snowmobiles, all-terrain vehicles, and motorcycles, and some watercraft. Tracy is the manager of creative development at Farm Credit Canada, where she manages 15 people and a budget of $1.5 million. Doug is very proud of her because
I didn't edit that, sorry.
Doug is very proud of her because he didn't even know that she could balance her checkbook. Tracy, I'm just reading this. They have 2 children, Jordan, 28, who's a firefighter here in Regina. And by the way, congratulations to Jordan and Megan, who were engaged a couple of weeks ago. We hear that the wedding is going to be in July, so looking forward to that. Taylor, who is 25, also lives in Regina and is presently at work working for the John Howard Society as a social worker, where she is a youth care worker. Doug and I were talking earlier, and years. Well, this hat might be, part of
part of the reason, yeah.
Yeah. But, he does remember it being a treat where we were at Auntie Mary and Uncle Gordy's because they always had chocolate milk. So that's a pretty special thing that we heard over and over, chocolate milk. By the way, he would like to take this opportunity to apologize to Mike. Because it has weighed very heavily on Doug's conscience over the years. And this was a good opportunity for him to apologize. Because, he knew that you liked and made model cars and planes, and Doug may have taken one of the stickers for your models. He hopes you didn't miss it. I didn't miss it. And that's it. And I'd like to also take an opportunity for our family just to thank everybody involved with organizing this and getting together. It's certainly something that we don't do very often, and it's nice to see all of you. So, thank you.